What's good, y'all? It's Gas, and this is how you make crank beats for Subiibabii. Let's go. So I'm a huge fan of this crank wave and underground right now. Artists like Swapa, Subiibabii, ARP, all going crazy on these types of beats. I love it. TikTok loves it. So we gonna make a beat in that style. Let's get into it, man. Let's go. And don't mind the fit, chat. I just got out a job interview. I know, censor. Bust down though. But hey, like, subscribe, and check out the Patreon so I can do this full time. Let's go. So for these crank beats, there's a pretty wide BPM range. I feel like if you're doing like a slower type of crank beat, then you want to go like anywhere from 120 to like 150. And if you're doing like a faster joint, then probably 150 to 170. I think I'm going to go for like a faster sound. So let's hit like 160-ish. And super important for these types of beats is Xenology. If you're a stock demon, you could use FL keys, Citrus, Surge, stuff like that. But if you have Xenology, this is like the go-to plugin for this crank sound. So step one for me is gonna be grabbing a pad, and then we're gonna lay down some chords. So the chords for these type of beats, you really don't got to do too much. I just started with this minor 7th chord right here, where all you do is just start with this root note, and then you go up 1, 2, 3, and then you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's your chord. And then I added this super simple top line, just these 3 notes that repeat back to back, and then super similar for the next half of the progression. I just put this top note up 1, and then just put whatever was in scale below it, honestly. And then I had a super similar top line, so progression sounds like this. Like I said, just keeping it simple. So another pretty common component of these crank beats is some type of organ sound. So I grabbed this preset from the TMB Gave Bank, and all I did was lay out this same chord, which is just our bass chord pitched up an octave. And then I just had it on this first solid black line and this third solid black line. And I just had that repeating over and over and over until the end here, where I just put the bottom note up an octave. And then I had like this little roll going into it. And then I did the same exact thing for the second half, so sounds like this. And there's still a lot of things missing from this melody, so I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna grab like some sort of Sorry for the Delay preset, so let's do it. So I grabbed this basic Sorry for the Delay preset. If you don't know, did my lighting just shut off? I guess no more lighting for this video. My bad, but I grabbed this Sorry for the Delay preset. Sorry for the Delay is like a trap, like slash crank slash glow, whatever, essential, but super simple pattern, just alternating between the top note of our first chord and the middle note, and then the same thing for the next 4 bars, just with the other chord. Now it's probably time for like a string or a lead sound or something. So I grabbed another trap staple, this Electrostar sound, and I just laid down a pretty repetitive pattern. It's the same thing, just dragged over every single bar. And all I did was grab this bass note, this G sharp note, and then I just put it up an octave, put it up another octave, and then back down. So just playing with the octaves, and it sounds like this. And for the next sound, I grabbed this little lead preset because I figured we needed a little counter melody, and I laid out another pretty simple pattern. Something you'll notice is that it might be a lot of sounds to these melodies, but a lot of it is going to be simple patterns. So it's just a lot of sounds that work well together and create still a lot of space, but a lot of bounce. So pattern sounds like this. After a few more sounds, we should be good for the drums. So I just added 2 more sounds to round out the melody. One was this string sound where all I did was just put a repeating little 1-line pattern for the first half, and then I put it up 1 semitone for the second half. So that sounds like this. And you know I had to add the tubular bell. Added 2 different notes and then put them up 1 semitone with the change of chords, and that sounds like this. Now I want to give this a little bit of extra sauce, so what I'm going to do is go to the master. I'm going to throw elastic pitch on it, and we're going to detune this by, let's do -0.5 semitones. And all this is going to do is make it sound more underground, just like enhance the bounce of the beat and give it a more unique sound. So now, whole melody sounds like this. Now let's do the drums. Tell me right now, who is a better tutorial YouTuber out there? Nobody. All right, so real quick drum breakdown. I had 2 chants in this beat. This chant, which just played right at the start, and that's it. And then I also had this chant, which played in the same spot every 2 bars. I literally just copied it over and over and over. And then I got this trap open hat. I kind of spammed this a little, but mostly just used it for rhythm. As you can see, like, I have these little back-to-back notes playing, and I copied these two over every 2 bars, but these kind of just gave it like a nice little accent, nice little bounce. Sounds like this. And after that, I added the snare, and this is just a clap pattern, literally the most basic clap pattern ever. I didn't switch anything up. And outside of that, I had this little snare at the end, just making like a super basic snare roll. It's just note after note after note after note. Nothing special there. And then I had the 808. For these beats, you totally want like a short, punchy 808. You don't want like no long, super drawn out 808. You want something that's just gonna punch you in the face like this. And for the 808 pattern, I kept it kind of simple because there's so much going on already. So you can see there's not like a ton of notes until we hit the end here. And then I kind of just did like 3 in a row just for a little variation. And then at the end, I kind of made like an 808 roll in a sense. But I just thought it was a cool little effect, added some variation, and it added like a little suspense into the next drop. And lastly, I added this hi-hat sound, like the most generic hi-hat ever. And all I did was just make like a little 2-step pattern. And the only thing I changed was I took out this second note of every 2 bars. I just went into the second note and took it out. And outside of that, it's just a 2-step pattern with randomized velocities. So everything together sounds like this. Now let's arrange it. I just finished up the arrangement. Let's go over it real fast. So to start off and kind of grab the listener's attention, I like to add some sort of like sound effect in the beginning. So I grabbed this little like glow sound effect from my kit. And also I had no drums for the first 4 bars. The only sounds I had playing was the original chord progression and this little lead sound right here. And then in order to like lead into the drop, I had this Chicago Vox. The Chicago! And I also had like these DJ record scratches. So that sounds like this. The Chicago, nigga. So I had that as like a little pre-hook, I guess. And then I had like this little 16-bar hook where I cut out the drums in some places, and I was just messing around as always, just cutting sounds out, keeping what sounds good, cutting out what doesn't, and just making different sections based on that. And then I had it drop into like this little verse where again, more drum cutouts, more like messing with the sounds. And I also made this unique, and I took out like the little top line of our chord progression, and I just had it be this for the first 8 bars of the verse. And after I wrapped up the verse here, I just took all of the verse and all of the hook, and I just literally copied it over and called it a day. And then for a little outro, I had this volume automation, just fading the volume out, and that is gonna be the beat. So that's gonna be the beat, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed or learned something new, please like the video. It helps out the channel so much. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. We're so close to 8K, and at 10K, I'm gonna be doing a crazy beat battle. I haven't worked out all the logistics yet, but there's gonna be cash prizes involved. It's gonna be streamed right here on my YouTube, so make sure y'all join the Discord and get ready for that. Also, comment what tutorials y'all wanna see next, and make sure you check out the Patreon. It has all the sounds I used in this video, plus some loops, a lot of other cool stuff on there, so make sure y'all go check it out. First link in the description. And if you like the drum sounds I used in this video, they're all from my kit, only $10, and there's a free demo version on my BeatStars right now, so that'll be in the description. Go check that out. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support. As always, this has been Gas, and I'm out. Peace!